What's good, family? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So we've got some breaking news right now regarding your man's Deontay Wilder, who has officially ducked Andy. Must be my movement, my comment, must be my movement. Ruiz, Margin Boo looking ass dude. Wilder has ducked him. Big facts. Instead, he wants the squabbles with the other big buff burly looking ass dude, Francis Ngannou. Deontay Wilder said the following. Deontay Wilder has reiterated he is willing and able to squabble Francis Ngannou in a 2-fight boxing and MMA deal. But said Ngannou replied and told him he only wants to do boxing. Wow. Whether we do boxing, or all MMA, or boxing and MMA, I'm down for all the bush. That's what he said. He down for all the bush. Yeah? All of it. He want all of it. Anything that Ngannou want, he down with all the bullshit. 100%. Who wants some? Who want it? They don't want it. Wilder alleges. 2-2s. In the meantime, though, let's not forget, people. All this woofing. What is it about Ngannou? I don't get that. Do you get that one? Fury's calling out Ngannou. Wilder's calling out Ngannou. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of boxers available. Yeah? Jared Anderson. Joe Joyce. And these guys calling out big buff UFC dude. Come on now. Now, listen. You man know me. Recently, I've gained a lot of love for Wilder in terms of his spirit. But this is corny. Yeah? We know Andy Ruiz, he with it. He with all the foolishness. And yet, Wilder trying to fight some random dude. What? Do you know what I mean? Fight Ruiz. That's been my problem with Wilder, historically. He always with some weird fight. And no one trying to ask for that fight. We want to see you versus Ruiz. It's a great fight, in my opinion. You've got the speed of Andy Ruiz. You've got the left hook of Andy Ruiz. And the right hook for that matter. Meanwhile, you got Wilder's right hand. Plus a great chin on both sides, to some extent. Definitely on Andy Ruiz's side. I think genuinely it's probably one of the best matches out there. Because whatever you say about Wilder's right hand, we know Ruiz has got a hair trigger left hook. What is the big antidote for a right hand? Left hook. Honestly, that fight meshes perfectly. And yeah, I actually think it does good pay-per-view as well. Because you got Ruiz, that fight should be in Texas, 80,000. That fight will sell 80,000 in Texas. Because you got the black community in Texas and you got the Mexican community. Comes together nicely. Better than Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. And it's heavyweight. And Andy Ruiz's former champion. And Wilder's former champion. And it's for a mandatory shot. Come on now. It's a huge fight. And yet, Wilder trying to fight Ngannou. Now, I ain't going to lie to you. The Ngannou fight's intriguing. It should be in MMA gloves, though. Imagine seeing Deontay Wilder in 4-ounce gloves. I'm with all that. But still, that can wait. Yeah? Why would you know what I mean? All these fun fights should happen after your career. Yeah? Take out Andy Ruiz, take out a few other dudes, and then do all the bullshit. Not now. I think Ngannou needs to come down and show he really with it. Yeah? Because so far, I don't think he really with it like people think he is. For example, I want to see Ngannou fight someone like Dillian Whyte, that B-level. Dillian Whyte versus Ngannou. If Ngannou can wash Dillian Whyte, we can then talk. Otherwise, it's just a freak show. If Ngannou can't beat Dillian Whyte, what are we really doing? Yeah, it don't make no sense, does it? Now, imagine if Ngannou knocks Dillian Whyte out. That catapults him into the fray then, genuinely. Dillian Whyte's soft and bulbous, and why not? That fighter makes... I'm with all that. Not Wilder, though. Wilder's too premium for now. Why would Wilder be souring his brand? Wilder's at World Championship contender level. Against Ruiz. That's the whole point of that fight. I just don't understand it. It's a cornball move. But it tells me Wilder's... I don't know. Is Wilder scary? That's what the information alleges. Look, Deontay Wilder has insisted that he definitely will plan to fight Andy Ruiz in the future. And is trying to make that WBC final eliminator happen. Well, make your mind up. Is it NGANNOU or is it Ruiz? He said he's currently exploring different avenues to host it, including an upcoming meeting in the Middle East. I don't know, these guys, man, these guys are messy. Is it a case of Wilder's just got all the options out there? I don't know. I've also heard on the grapevine Andy Ruiz is supposed to be fighting Hrgovic. No, is it Hrgovic or someone? Andy Ruiz versus someone for some sort of eliminator. Apparently. So is that... I just don't know, people. It's messy. It irritates me because... why are they doing it now? Why is all this messiness coming in now? Yeah, everything made sense. Usyk versus Fury. Wilder versus Ruiz. AJ versus Dillian White. And now, we're not getting Wilder and Ruiz. We're not getting Fury and Usyk. And we're not even got AJ and Dillian White. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really weird. Sport's starting to piss me off, truth be known. Randomised UFC fighters. Why is it everyone with UFC fighters right now? Don't make no sense. Let the UFC fighter prove something at least. Jesus Christ. These fights should... let's not forget as well. For years we heard, oh man, you know... he on different sides of the street, and Kakadu-Lou, you know, yeah, that's what we heard. Oh man, you know Kakadu-Lou and different side of the street. Wait a minute, Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder, same side of the street. This fight's been ordered. Do you understand that? This fight has been ordered months ago. Seriously. How can a fight have been ordered months ago and we're now talking about in the future? I'm sick to death of negotiations. I really am. Wilder and Fury. Sorry, Fury and Usyk, months. Wilder and Fury years ago, last year, months. Usyk and, Spence and Crawford, months. Garcia and Tank, months. All the bum fights. You never noticed that one? Oh, when these guys fight bums. Oh, it got in it. Wait a minute. How can it take 6 months for negotiations for this fight, but yet you man are fighting bums twice a year? Do you know what I mean? That tells me that these guys get bums in and out real quick. These guys fight bums quicker than they negotiate for the good fights. These guys can fight 2 bums in a year and negotiate for a year and not... do you know what I mean? It's all back to front. Just handle your business. I've grown to like Wilder recently, but like, what's he doing now? The minute he gets a bit of respect from the YB, he's trying to cornball himself off again. That Robert Elenius fight was fake. That's a start. Now you got a real fight in Andy Ruiz and you try and do something else. Like, what the... I've been saying for a while, if Deontay Wilder knocks Andy Ruiz out, that for me will be his first true win. That'll be his first true legacy-defining KO. The Luis Ortiz one was... Luis Ortiz too old. Yeah, if Wilder had fought Ortiz back from 2003, then I'd give it. But Luis Ortiz being 64 years old at the time, it's just too old for me. Especially when you look at Roy Jones. Look at Roy Jones. Look at B-Hop. Yeah, Bernard Hopkins. Them guys were great. They got to about 55, 60 and their chins went. Was it 55? 50 I think it was actually, Roy Jones. Some dude, Joe Smith Jr. punched Roy Jones out of the ring. And we know Joe Smith Jr. is a whole snack. So, you know what I mean, age, when you get to a certain age, like Luis Ortiz, get into the 60s, it's too old. There's no telling if Wilder genuinely KO'd Ortiz or not. Was it old age, or was it Wilder? We don't know. Anyway, Ruiz is a young, hungry bull. Why is that fight not happening? Francis Ngannou, for all due respect, yeah, look at Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, pound for pound, was a much more proficient boxer and puncher than Francis Ngannou. Let's not forget that, people. McGregor had that laser-guided left hand. He was with it. He was a demon with the hands. Yeah, Conor McGregor in 2013, 2014, 2015, he had laser-guided precision. He was a demon with the paws. And he gets in there, by the way, with 8-ounce gloves, the smallest gloves in boxing. And Floyd Mayweather clowned him. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's never walked no one down. He walked Muck Tapper down. Muck Tapper couldn't do nothing. And he was the power #1 probably of all time with the pause. Call me a liar. Who historically has had a better paw game than McTapper? No one. And he comes to boxing and he was a whole snack. 50-year-old Floyd was in there just eating dude. He was too sweet. My point is, UFC and boxing are not the same. There's some sort of structural difference. And before we talk about Ngannou, I want to listen. If Ngannou can punch up Dillian White, then we can talk. But until then, I ain't trying to see Ngannou get in the mix and get in the way of other things. Not now. Not when we've got Wilder versus Ruiz. Well, what do you mean? It's just irritating. Why now? Yeah, I wouldn't even mind so much. Listen, if Wilder blows out Andy Ruiz's back, that'll make sense. You know what? I blowed out Andy Ruiz's back. I'm clearly the #1 guy. Let me go and do some stuff whilst Fury and Usyk play around. I'll back that. Not now, though. This is that fight. You need this one. And it worries me. Is Deontay Wilder scary? You know what I mean? Is he a bit scary with Andy Ruiz? Does he think there's a little bit too much risk? Because financially, it's a huge fight. Like I said, that fight for me does 400k pay-per-views. Easy. Easy, I think. That's a big fight. I'm sorry, it's a big fight. That's finger-licking good. Because for the first time in a while, Wilder's fighting someone with a chin. Even when Wilder fought Fury, he doesn't have a chin like Ruiz does. Yeah? Ruiz never been stopped. He's been dropped, but that wasn't even really a drop. It was more of a shock, flash knockdown. And we saw how he came back. Anyway, Wilder versus Ngannou, ain't trying to hear that one. Do a different one, 100%. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. And lick off the bell, 100%.